excited to be participating in a Look for Less challenge hosted by Yami, the Latina next door, and Haley, the farmer in the Southern Belle. Yami does wonderful crafts and has been sharing the progress of their home renovation with her husband, the Latino engineer. I really enjoy her crafts and everything that she does. She has a great sense of making things look high-end. Haley shares her life as a farmer's wife and stay-at-home mom. She does crafts, DIYs, and hauls also. It is a fun channel to watch. I love both of these ladies' channels, and we'll list them down below as well as the playlist. I've been eyeing this cross for quite a while, and as you can see, the price is $29.99 at Wayfair, so I decided to make my own. Found these sticks, and it was just some scrap lumber, and my husband was kind enough to cut them down for me. He's got more muscle and strength than I do. I chose where I wanted him to cut it, and he cut them down for me. I just eyeballed it. I really didn't measure. I just did what looked good. Then I sanded the pieces real well and got all the rough edges and splinters off of them. Then I glued the pieces together using wood glue. And my husband, he has a large clamp, so he helped me clamp them together until they dried. So I wiped up the excess glue and just left it there for a few hours until it was dry. I removed the clamps and just kind of made sure everything was clean and neat and before starting to paint. I used Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I just gave it only took one good coat to paint the whole thing. And when I finished painting, I just let it dry. It didn't take very long. I thought I had my camera on when I added the detail of the suede cord and the hanger made from the pop tab of a soda. The detail was not part of the original, but I thought it would look good. And now I'm just twisting some wire that I had to make the fish. I wish my wire had been thicker, but that's all I had. And I spray painted it gold. But if I went back, I may redo this if I can find some thicker wire, and I think I liked it better with the silver. But here's the finished product. I think it turned out pretty good, and it was definitely a lot cheaper because the wood was free, the wire and cord was $1, the paint maybe 50 cents. So for $1.50 compared to $29.99, I think I got a bargain, and I was very pleased. How could I not love this? It has my name, I have a cooking channel, and it is Farmhouse. But $43.99 at Wayfair? Not hardly. I used this sign from Dollar Tree. I took off the stickers and the twine, and my supervisor helped me. I sanded it down and sanded off all the glitter that was on it. And then I spackled the holes where the cord had been because I was going to turn it on its side. And when it was dry, I sanded that down smooth on both sides. And I used the back and I painted it with a Waverly chalk paint and plaster. very low on my white, so I had to get as close to white as I could get. And I thought it might give it an aged look also. When I finished painting, I used my Cricut to make a stencil. And this is the first time I've tried making a stencil, so I was hoping I wouldn't have any problems. I designed it myself, trying to get as close to the original as possible. And then I just weeded it out. And I have to say, I enjoy weeding, but not clear for sure. And I've learned one thing, that it's just probably be better just to use contact paper or something like that, because it was very sticky. The stencil vinyl, I don't think it was quite worth the money. When I finished weeding, I pulled off the back paper and used transfer tape to transfer it to my board. I smoothed it down, trying to get rid of as many wrinkles as I could, and then I pulled off the transfer tape. And then I made sure my stencil was smoothed down so that none of the paint would bleed underneath. And I am doing the trick where I did the first stencil using the plaster. So if there is any bleeding, it'll bleed the white and not the next paint color that I use, which is ink. I know the original is in kind of a navy blue, but I went with the black for the farmhouse look. And I just gave it a light stencil because I wanted it to look worn. Fingers crossed that everything will come out well. And the stencil did pull off a lot of the paint. Like I said, that was some tough stencil. But I was gonna, clean it up with the chalk paint, go back in, but I love the way it looked, the way it was, because it looked like it had been sitting out in the house or in the yard or something like that, all warm. So I ended up leaving it the way it is. I was very happy with it. Now I just dry brushed around the edges to give the edges a distressed look. And just kind of went over even part of the front. And then I just gave a quick coat of black to the back because the bright colors was really kind of bothering me, even though I won't see it hanging on the wall. But here's the finished product. I was very pleased with it. It's got that worn age look for sure. And I'm really happy with it. I paid $1 for the board. The paint and vinyl was maybe $1, so $2 compared to $43.99. Once again, I got a great bargain. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. And thank you again, Haley and Yami. Until next time, bye.